In the summer of 1986, at the age of 18 years old, I found myself pregnant and terrified. I had no idea how I would have a baby and support it. And so I decided that abortion was the best choice for me. The baby's father was 17 years old, and he said that he would support whatever choice I made. And so we went to a clinic, and they gave us a referral to go have an abortion. The day of the abortion is not very clear to me. I do not remember how I got to the clinic, and I do not remember how I left. But I do remember bits and pieces of the abortion experience. I walked into a dimly lit room, and I was being led by someone. They told me to sit on the bed and then lie down. I was approached by a man behind me, and he put a mask on my face, and he told me he was going to count from 10 backwards, and the last number I remember was number 8. I was 13 weeks along, and it was a surgical abortion. The next thing I remember, I was in my bed, in my bedroom, sobbing. I don't remember any of how I got there or how I left. The reason for my abortion, I feel one of the reasons was that when I was 14 years old, I went with a woman that was close to me in my family to a clinic, and she had an abortion. I remember thinking that that was what you did if you felt that you were in trouble. And so for me, it just seemed appropriate. It just seemed the thing to do. When I woke up that day in my bed, I was crying, and I was immediately regretting my decision. I didn't know that one of the symptoms of a post-abortive woman is to ask for another baby. And so that is what I did. I asked God to give me another chance to be a good mother. And in the winter of 1987, I gave birth to a son. I really believe that this was my saving grace. This baby helped me to cope with my abortion. I remember being an angry person, and I remember being very overprotective of my child. Although when I had the abortion, I didn't feel like I would regret it after the experience. I just felt so ashamed and so regretful, but I was never able to let myself grieve or feel that I could have any right to feel bad. And so I never turned to drugs or alcohol or promiscuity, but I remember just being an angry person. In the winter of 2018, I was invited by a friend from a homeschool group to go to a March for Life in my state's capital. And so I was very afraid to go. I thought that all pro-life people were going to hate me. If they only knew what I had done, they would, call me names or, call me a baby killer or whatever. And so I didn't want to go to the march, but something made me go to it. I got there and I was so afraid. Everybody was holding signs, and I just knew that they knew that I was the woman that had the abortion. And so I silently listened to the speakers, and one of the women that was speaking got up there and herself said that she had an abortion when she was 17 years old. I could not believe what I was hearing, and I immediately looked for her after the march. When I found her, it took me 2 hours to find her, and she offered to take me through the recovery program. I told her I didn't need it, but she insisted, and so I agreed. When I went to the weekend retreat, I was very skeptical. I didn't think that it was going to work, and I soon realized that I was being led by God. I knew that this was going to be something that was going to be life-changing. Today, I have led several women. I volunteer at a pregnancy resource center, and I'm a part of several organizations that are pro-life. I have made it my life's passion and my life's endeavor to keep women from making the same mistake that I made. I feel as though silence is Planned Parenthood's greatest tool, the enemy's greatest tool, and I feel that women need to be healed and need to be restored. We will always feel regret, but we don't always have to feel shame, and we don't always have to feel guilt. There is redemption and there is healing. And I would like to tell a woman that is considering an abortion that the moment you became pregnant, your life changed forever. No matter what choice you make, no matter if you decide to parent the baby, if you decide to place the baby for adoption, or if you decide to have an abortion, all of the choices will be hard and all of the choices will change your life. But I would like to encourage you that the two choices that give life will be the choices you will never regret. I work in a helpline with women that call about regretting their abortions, and I work with several organizations, and I have never ever heard a woman that has said they regretted having their baby. But I am heartbroken over all of the women that call sobbing and so regretful for what they have done. I just would like to say, consider that you already are a mother. And if you have an abortion, you will be the mother of a baby that is dead. And so I would like to say, please choose life. Thank you very much.